What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk. The fight has been agreed. Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk fight in date and venue agreed. Joshua will defend his world heavyweight titles against undefeated Usyk after missing out on a massive money fight with Tyson Fury. Wow. Anthony Joshua will fight Oleksandr Usyk at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in September. Joshua of course, was preparing for Tyson Fury in a unification bout in Saudi Arabia on August 14th, but Fury was then ordered to face Deontay Wilder, of course, for the third time. Now, the left Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn scrambling for an opponent for Joshua with mandatory challenger Usyk the obvious option. The Ukrainian is 18-0 and was considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world when he fought at cruiserweight, beating likes of Tony Bellew and Maurice Bradis. He then moved up to heavyweight and then defeated Chaz Witherspoon before cementing his position as WBO mandatory challenger with a win over Derek Chisora last Halloween. A deal was close to being reached for Usyk versus Joe Joyce for an interim title with Fury, and Joshua completed their two-fight deal, but Usyk will instead fight Joshua at the home of Spurs, reports Sky Sports News. Joshua last fought in December when he stopped Kubrat Pulev in the 9th round, having taken a year off after retaining his titles against Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. He had planned to fight last summer, but the coronavirus restrictions delayed the fight by 6 months. Usyk and Joshua both were gold at the London Olympics in 2012, with the Ukrainian winning at heavyweight while Joshua took the super heavyweight honors. In 2018, Usyk unified the cruiserweight division by defeating Tony Bellew after winning 3 of the 4 titles during the World Boxing Super Series.
And he sat on the side
so,
talks about
this is where we're at. And
no one talks about it. It's just...
And this is where we're at. So let me counterpunch. I'm glad that this fight has been done. I'm glad that Anthony Joshua is continuing his duties as a heavyweight unified champion. That's exactly what you do. I don't know the article. I would counterpunch the article by saying Eddie Hearn didn't have to scramble for anybody. The obvious was always there. And then here's the deal. Joshua, or should I say, Oleksandr Usyk and Joe Joyce couldn't fight until they found out that the Tyson Fury versus Joshua fight was going to be officially made. Tyson Fury almost had everybody's ass fooled as he made that announcement. So the good thing was that very next day, the bubble was burst. Because let's just say, for shits and giggles, Tyson would have made that announcement and then let a week or a week and a half go by, and then they started negotiations with Joyce and Usyk. That would have made it that much difficult, So I'm glad that it was like severed off. The rumor was severed off before something actually happened that you couldn't go back on, or it would have made it that much difficult to really fathom the idea of Joe Joyce fighting Usyk at that point. It would have been an inconvenience to everybody. However, Joshua and Usyk will fight in September. I would really prefer that in August, to be honest. But nonetheless, in September, that's the date, Tottenham Stadium, and I'm glad the fight's finally made. We get to see Usyk, get tested by a hard-hitting heavyweight, a taller, a bigger. I don't know about anything else, but taller and bigger definitely takes the cake, and that's definitely a challenge because he is definitely skilled. Okay, 2 Olympic gold fighters are going in there, coming out the same year with gold. Now they go in to take on each other for the unified heavyweight championship of the world. Let me tell you guys something. Anthony Joshua, any fight that he's in, as long as he's a unified champion, that's always a unification. Because whoever wins, if he loses all of it. So he has more on the line than any other heavyweight, more than Wilder, more than Fury, and more than anybody else. Why? Because he holds the rest of the belts, damn near all of them. 3/4 of the belts belong to Joshua, including the IBO, which nobody really gives credit, but he still is paying those sanctioning fees on, okay, which I kind of scratching my head on that, but he still has 4 belts, 3 of the major ones. Okay. So this is what he is. This is why he gets the big bucks. This is why he has so much responsibility, because he has to do 3 times as much as anybody else in the heavyweight division. Why? Because he is the unified champion. So my thing is, he has a job to do, and I'm glad he's continuing to do that, okay? Because Oleksandr Usyk will be no pushover, people. You guys heard me. You've heard it here first. Usyk, it will be a very difficult fighter. Okay, he will. Make no doubt about it. Win, lose, or draw, Usyk will still be Usyk. Okay? Usyk has never been beaten. Joshua has. All right, so just let that known. So an undefeated fighter is very difficult to beat, especially when he's mentally strong and gifted like Usyk is. I look forward to this fight. It's kind of bittersweet because I really like both guys. I like how they're humble, how they really don't talk shit. Usyk is a really deep thinker, and he's a really God-filled person, and he's really dedicated and focused on his task at hand. It reminds me of when he did fight Tony Bellew, and they asked him like the things that he did and what he was focused on. He was like, to achieve my objectives. I'm like, damn, what is this, a cyborg? You know what I mean? To infiltrate, to gather data. You know what I'm saying? So, but he said it as though, and then he's a jokester. He's a gagster too. So he does have a humorous side. I like both guys and their personalities, because as Floyd Mayweather got us hipped on the 24/7 series on HBO, we found out the life outside the boxing ring for fighters, and we found that just as interesting. So both of these guys outside the ring have great personalities, family, what so have you. They're both close-knit, and they're both overall good guys, but they gotta get it on. So we gotta see what's gonna happen. But what is set, people, is the date, the time. Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk, set for September. So this is what we have. This is why we're here. This is what makes boxing. These are the type of fights you want to see made in boxing. Not the same old fight that happens again and again and again, over and over again. New, fresh fights, people. So anyway, that is the order. You guys tell me what you think about Oleksandr Usyk, Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk going down in September in the UK. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.